Hey guys, this is Mr. H, and I am doing question 34 from the August 2025 Algebra 1 Regents exam. This is basically a quadratic formula, and they want you to express your answer in the simplest radical form. Usually when you see this, that means that it's going to be an irrational number and they want you to simplify the radical part. Now, I've put the reference sheet formula here. So all we need to do is find the A, B, and C. We're going to plug it into the formula, and then we're going to look at the B squared minus 4AC part, the determinant, because that determines whether it's going to be rational or irrational. It's also going to tell us whether or not we can simplify the radical. So A is 1, B is a -6, and C is a +3. So first thing you should do is go ahead and just enter this into on your paper. So this would be a -6 plus or minus, and then this is going to be a -6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 3, and then over 2 times 1. Now, if you do this, I think this is 1 or 2 points. Let's say 2. Now what we want to do is we want to look at the b squared minus 4ac. Now from here, I use the calculator to finish this up. So I'm going to go and show you how I like my students to do it. We store numbers. I like that. I think it's cleaner. So we're going to do one control. And we're going to store that into A. And then we're going to take a -6 and we're going to store that into B. And then we're going to take 3 and we're going to store that directly into C. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to look at the determinant, the b squared minus 4a times c. And all right, so we know that it's going to be an irrational number. And let me show you how I know that. So if I put 24 in there and factor it. Now, if there's any exponent that's odd, it means that it's not a perfect square, which means it's going to be irrational, right? So this number is not a perfect square, which means this is going to be irrational. Now, when we look at this, since we have 3 here, that means that we can simplify this. So let me show you by finishing this. So let's go to the iPad and finish it. So this is equal to 24. So now when I take the square root of this is going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And now we always are looking for pairs. And any pair that we find we can bring outside. So this square root of 24 simplifies to 2 square root of 6. This is the simplified form of this. Now that we have this, we can finish up our problem. So it's going to be x equals, it's a negative times a negative, so this is going to be a +6 plus or minus, and this goes in for the b squared minus 4ac part. So this is going to be 2 square root of 6, and then this is going to be over 2. Now, last thing, we can simplify this. This has a 2. We can pull out a 2 and a 2. So this is going to be 3 plus or minus 1 square root of 6. We don't have to put this over 1 because anything divided by 1 is itself. So this is our simplified answer. This is what they expect you to be able to do. And this is 4 points. If you get to this point and you don't simplify or factor out a 2, you get 3. But that's it, guys. This is a 4-point question, and basically it's testing your ability to simplify radicals. Well, it's testing your ability to use the quadratic formula and then simplify the irrational root. But they don't want it as a decimal, so that's why you have to leave it as a simplified radical. All right, I am going to stop and I'm going to post.